You know that person, right? The one with these incredible, world-changing dreams who can talk for hours about their big plans, but never actually seems to do anything. Maybe, just maybe, sometimes that person is us. So why does that happen? Why do our biggest ambitions so often lead to doing, well, absolutely nothing? Let's get into the psychology behind it.
This is the big question, isn't it? It's the thing that can drive you crazy because it's so clear that it's not about a lack of talent or a lack of imagination. So what is really going on inside our heads? What are these invisible forces that keep us perfectly, frustratingly stuck?
We're going to call this the dreamer's paradox. And it's this really bizarre thing where you can be one of the most creative, capable people around, full of amazing ideas, but you feel completely paralyzed when it's time to actually get started. And what's wild is that psychology tells us this is not just you being lazy. Oh no, there are much, much deeper things at play.
All right, so let's start digging. Our first hidden culprit is something that happens entirely inside our own minds. It's called the illusion of progress. This is a sneaky little mental trick our brain plays on us, making us feel like we're charging ahead, when in reality, we haven't even taken the first step.
So here's where it gets kind of wild. Our own biology can actually trip us up when you just sit there and vividly imagine success. I mean, you can taste it, you can feel it. Your brain releases a little bit of dopamine. It gives you a little chemical reward, a hit of satisfaction. It's almost as if you've already accomplished something. And that tiny feeling, that premature sense of achievement, is often just enough to completely kill the real motivation you need to get up and do the hard work.
And man, this comparison just lays it all out, doesn't it? The idea of success, that's the fun part. It's exciting, it feels like you're making moves, and you can get kind of addicted to that feeling. But the real work, let's be honest, it's often kind of boring, it's slow, it can be really uncomfortable. It's no wonder so many of us choose to live on the left side of this chart. It just feels so much better there. Okay, so if the first trap is feeling good for doing nothing, the second one revolves around a single, paralyzing idea: the need for everything to be absolutely perfect before we start. This, my friends, is the perfection trap. Ah, yes, the classic analysis paralysis. You know this one. You think about every step, you game out every possible outcome, you try to solve problems that don't even exist yet, and you tell yourself you're just being smart, you're being responsible. But what's really happening? You're just draining your mental battery. By the time you feel like you've analyzed everything, you're just too exhausted to actually do anything about it. And this quote, this one really hits hard. As long as they don't try, their dream is still perfect. You see, not acting becomes a defense mechanism. If you never actually start, you can never actually fail, right? Your dream stays perfect and your potential stays infinite because it's never been tested in the messy real world.
I mean, this just lays it out so clearly. The dream that lives inside your head is safe. It's clean. Failure is literally impossible there. But the second you decide to act, you step into reality. And reality is messy, it's risky, it's totally unpredictable. It's pretty easy to see why staying in the comfort of the dream can feel a whole lot better.
And this right here, this is one of the biggest myths that keeps us stuck. We think we need to wait until we feel ready. We're waiting for that perfect moment when the stars align. But you know what psychology shows us? It's the complete opposite. The feeling of readiness, of confidence, of momentum, that comes from the act of starting, not before it. That perfect moment we're all waiting for, it's never going to come.
Okay, this brings us to our last culprit. And honestly, this one might be the deepest and most personal of them all. Let's talk about the identity conflict. This is the quiet battle raging inside us between who we want to be and who we secretly believe we are. This is such a powerful idea. Your brain craves consistency. It needs your actions to line up with your identity. So if you have a deeply held, maybe even subconscious, belief about yourself like, I'm the kind of person who never finishes things, your brain will actively fight against any action that contradicts that story. It's basically a form of self-sabotage to keep your self-image intact.
So here's how it plays out. Step 1, you set a goal. I'm going to write a novel. Step 2, that little voice kicks in, that inner belief. But I'm not disciplined, or I'm not the kind of person who actually does big things. And that clash, that conflict between your goal and your identity creates a total deadlock. And the result? Paralysis. You end up doing nothing because taking action would force you to challenge who you think you are.
So when you put it all together,
You have this illusion of progress tricking you, this perfection trap scaring you, and this deep identity conflict holding you back. It's like a perfect storm of psychological forces, all designed to keep you exactly where you are.
Okay, so we've pulled back the curtain on all these mental traps that keep us from acting on our dreams. So what's the secret? What's the final takeaway from all this?
And here it is. This is what it all boils down to. The difference between the people who dream and the people who do, it isn't talent. It's not intelligence. It's the ability to take messy, imperfect action, especially when every single one of these psychological traps is screaming at you to just stay put and dream a little longer.
So I'm going to leave you with this question. Forget the grand plan for a second. Forget waiting until you feel ready. The real antidote to the dreamer's paradox is small, imperfect action. So, what is one tiny, manageable step you could take toward your biggest goal right now, long before you ever feel ready to take it?